Students learn from their teachers and sometimes have them around for help and support. Here at Clark Middle School, teachers are learning specialized lessons from their students.
Active Learning is a special education program. It's for, if you think back to the Piaget theory of cognition.
A lot of self-care activities, so feeding, positioning, sometimes doing some stretching with our kiddos, using their hands to be able to functionally perform their tasks during their daily lives here.
So knowing what the typical sixth graders curriculum requires that they learn, we find the skills based on their developmental level, and each of their developmental level is going to be different, but we provide instruction based on that.
Active learning is filled with specialists, yet every day they're gaining new experiences.
We have a student who has respiratory difficulties, so I thought he was getting sick. So I had to talk to one of the occupational therapists to see, is he getting sick, or does this more have to do with his disability? So sometimes it takes 2 or 3 people to talk about a medical issue to figure out what is actually going on with him. So these kids are kind of complicated.
We have one student who had bad hips, and it was kind of fearful for us to stand him, and so we started with the track system, the overhead rail system, and he was able to tolerate it very well. So then we just started sitting him for a while, and we started gradually increasing him up to standing, and now he's able to stand for 45 minutes to an hour every day with patience and time and just continuing to do it and work on it every day. Now he's able to do something that initially we weren't sure if he would be able to do.
When you work with them on a daily basis, you get to know them. They're not verbal, but you do get to know their mannerisms. You know there's a look in their eye, a look on their face. If they're not feeling well, you just get to know them.
And sometimes they have to get over their own fears to help others.
In previous years, once a month, we took our students to the natatorium for swimming. When I tell you I have a major phobia about swimming, that's an understatement. But I realized that every day when we're teaching them a new skill, every day we're expecting them to walk outside of their comfort zone. And I have to lead by an example. So even though I have a huge phobia, when we went to the natatorium, I had to go outside of my comfort zone, very difficult, in getting into the water to swim with my kids.
Teachers learn from each other as well.
Being a nurse in the hospital and being a nurse here are very different, and you would think that they would be the same, but they're not. So I actually have to look to the teachers a lot for guidance, even for nursing stuff.
Each year requires a different approach.
All of our kids are unique. You lose a kid to high school, you gain a kid from elementary, and we have to work with them to increase their level of abilities and to ensure that they don't lose any abilities.
These teachers learn a lot from actively taking care of their students, and a lot more than one might expect. I'm Mijangos for Frisco ISD-TV.